When we recorded this video, it was 35 degrees Celsius in the Netherlands. And when it's 35 degrees Celsius in the Netherlands, I think of South America. And when I think of South America or Latin America, I think of the Quiro. So now I immediately hear you think, what is a Quiro? A Quiro is an instrument. It's used by percussionists, and let me tell you straight away, I don't know nothing about Quiros. But I saw one used in a jazz band, and I thought, oh, this would be fun to make on my wood lathe. So this is a Quiro. It makes sound, it makes a rhythm. And you can make them in all kind of different, sometimes they're closed here and closed over there. Sometimes there's two holes where you can put your fingers in to hold it. And this is a version with one handle. This is what we're going to make. And to make a thing like that, we need, of course, wood. You can buy these things from plastics, you can buy these things from iron, but we like wood. I have a piece of maple, a piece of walnut, nicely figured walnut, and a piece of cherry. This will be our tone wood, because I was told cherry is tone wood. It gives you a warm sound. But if a Quiro, most Quiros don't have a warm sound, but hopefully then my Quiro will have a warm sound. And walnut is for the handle. It's nicely figured. I hope we will see something back from this figure pattern in the handle we make on the Quiro. Well, let's start by doing something very simple. So if you want to skip through this video, maybe you can skip this part, because we're just going to make a little thin stick from this piece of maple. By the way, you might have noticed this is the first video I make on my new Carp 2032 lathe. Like I say, it's warm. Well, there's our stick, and I will do a little bit of sanding. You see it's wobbling already because I made it quite thin over here. 240 grit. So there's our little stick. And now we go for the handle and the tone part itself. Let's start with this one. No, let's start with the handle.
Right?
First thing we do is make a tenon here that we will glue into the tone wood. What we need is a parting tool to make the tenon over here. And we're going to make this 40 millimeters. So, and a little chamfer so that it shoves in more easily. And then we'll make the shape of a handle. A little shoulder for the glue. And this of course is way too thick for a handle. So let's get the deepest point somewhere here. And this will be the end. So it is time to do a bit of sanding. There's our handle. We'll put some oil on it later. Here's our piece of cherry, and so far we have a handle and they have to fit. So what I'm going to do is first drill a hole so that we can mount the handle, so that we know we can mount the handle. And it's got to be round anyway, so let's start by making it round. Slow down a little bit. Good. $70 mils. Beginner's luck. So the drill is 40 and the head is also, the chuck is also 40. That causes the screaming at the end. Okay. I want to be sure that this hole over here is centered. Very nice. And when I put a live center in it, a big live center in it, I know that for sure. And now I'm going to make a new tenon over here. And if I make this tenon 70 millimeters again, I can use the same chuck. $72, one more mil, take off one more millimeter, and then it's gone. Ready. So now I know already that this goes in perfectly.
Wow. Let me say it.
Let me say what?
That's
Wow.
a snug fit.
Oh, snug fit, of course. And now we drill the hole from this side. Make that hole a little bit bigger. And because I want to shape it a little bit, I want it to be thinner over here than over here, I have to drill now with a smaller hole. So we'll take this drill out. And now we go further with a bit smaller drill. So I think I'm through. Most of the wood is out, the piece is hollowed, and let me get some shape on the outside. I want to have a bit bigger diameter here than over here, so that I hope there will be some difference in tone. There we go. Let me check if I'm not getting too thin, if I have enough wall thickness left. My fingers are not long enough. Okay, I'll do one more pass and then it's done. Oh, I just did that. I just did that with my skew and now with my roughing gouge, but well, what the heck. That's it. Cool. Let's make the surface with all these beads on top of the surface. And to do that, I use a beading tool. Beading tool, yes, a beading tool. It's a prototype that I want to make for my carp series, and well, it's a prototype, but on the other hand, I think who needs a beading tool? So if you think I need a beading tool, send me an email, and I know whether I'm going to make them or not. You see how easy it is? You see these points over here to the left and the right of the tool. They are more or less cutting the wood, and when the wood enters the middle of this hollow part on the downside of the tool, it starts to scrape. So the graining of this tool is also very easy. You grained the bevel, and the bevel is not on the wood but is on top of the tool. That easy. So let's make the other beads. So the right point over there, I dig it in, and the left one follows. And very gently I push the tool in. So if I was a real woodturner, of course I would do this with my skew or with my spindle gouge. But I'm more or less the lazy type. Although I like to say that I'm an artist, of course, and well, it's more or less the same maybe. Oops, what did I say? And what sometimes helps to wiggle it a little bit. And the last one. Okay. Let's smoothen the inside. To do that, I will swivel the head a little bit, so I can reach the inside better.
That's so cool. I'm paid to say that, right?
Sorry?
I got paid to say that.
that it's cool.
Wow.
There he is again. Proform hollowing tool. It's always quite boring to look at somebody hollowing because you can't see anything inside. Not that fast. Remember that if you're hollowing, put your speed down. Looks good. Sanding on the inside. By doing this, I put in one go the tailstock and the headstock in line again. And now I will do a little bit sanding on the outside. I don't think it will do anything for the sound, but well, I want to see something nice also. Now I will take this off. Round it off a little bit more. Okay. I tried to look as a musician. Did I succeed?
Yes.
Yeah.
You also hate position.
So, now I want, we know already that this fits the handle. So I have to create something nice over here, and therefore I need to have it between centers again, or, well, something. So the easiest way is to make a sort of a jam chuck. So a jam chuck that fits in here, and I can push it against the jam chuck, so I have the space to finish this little part. Jam chucky. And I have a drawer here with all kinds of leftovers. This is a leftover. I don't even know what I used it for, but it's a piece of wood clamped on a faceplate. And I thought, well, you never know, maybe I can use it for something. My workshop is full of stuff that you can call, you never know, maybe I can use it someday. Well, in this case, I can. I'm going to make a jam chuck out of it that fits in here. So this has to be exactly 440 millimeters, because otherwise it doesn't center. Could be that it fits already. Most of the time it doesn't. So it doesn't fit yet, but at least if I start the lathe now again, I can see until where the jam chuck goes into the hole. So I will take it, make it a little bit thinner after, just after the shiny part. So I'm pretty convinced that it makes a snug fit now. That's what I say. Just a little bit too snug fit. There we go. So now that we know that we have a snug fit, we'll put it back between centers. Light pressure, because it's only a thin piece of wood. And we will throw up this little part here. You see, I can easily stop it by hand, so I can't take heavy cuts. I don't mind. Something like this. Oh, and make it a bit thinner over here. Let's, one more. Ooh, famous last words, one more cut.
Cool.
That is what I was looking for.
Yeah. Oh, it looks fantastic.
Just a little bit of sanding. That's cool. And now.
Okay, baby. Take it away.
Well, anyway,
Yes.
you can also make them. I think if I would have gone a little bit thinner, it would have sounded better. It's maybe for the next one. And this one could be a little bit thinner also.
Nice.
And if someone enters your house uninvited, you can also use it. But anyway, you can also make them with, when you first start and drill 2 holes in the block of wood, so you can put your fingers in it and you can hold it like this. Put some oil on there. Always brings magic to the wood.
Yeah, I see. Really cool.
So I'd say from a very hot the Netherlands. Thanks for watching and see you next time.